Hello children, welcome back to the second video. Now here we will see what else the writer imagines and what else he feels. I sat and pondered. I thought, what an interesting case I must be from a medical point of view. What an accusation I should be to a class. Students would have no need to walk the hospital if they had me. I was a hospital in myself. All they need to do would be to walk around me, and after that take their diploma. So now this funny man thinks that he is a bundle of sicknesses, and he feels that any medical student need not go to the hospital, but if he would take rounds around him, he would get his diploma. So he feels that he has so many diseases or so many symptoms which would help them make their study. So this is what he is thinking now, that he is an interesting case for the medical students. Then I wondered how long I had to live. I tried to examine myself. Okay, so this funny man, what does he think now? He is thinking now, okay, I have so much of disease, I have so much of sicknesses. How long will I live? Does anybody think like that? If we feel that we have some kind of a problem, we will definitely go to the doctor, cure ourselves. This man who had nothing is thinking everything out of the blue, that he is a sick man, and he thinks that how long he would live, and he tried to examine himself. First he catches his pulse, he catches his wrist, and he is trying to feel the pulse. Children, do you know that you can check your pulse in the wrist? Yes, right? I think many of you all know. Can you put your thumb, and how do you feel your pulse? You just, this part of the thumb, when you are putting on your wrist like this, here, this part, when you hold it like this and slowly, not exactly on the wrist, but little below, you just touch and see where you can feel. You can suddenly feel a beat, and if you are like the doctor who will touch your beat, he will count that beat. A normal healthy person should have so many beats, and if your beat is running slow, that means your body is not feeling good, you are not feeling well. This is the part of the hand. Here, if you just touch here like this, just little below the wrist like this, slowly, these 3 fingers, keep it at the back like this and hold it, and just keep your thumb like this. You will feel the beat somewhere around here, this area. Just try, hold it and see. You will definitely feel it. Just hold it up and down somewhere, you will feel it definitely. And this is how the doctor will first examine you. He'll hold your wrist. So what this person is doing, the writer Jerome, he's saying, I tried to hold my hand and tried to feel my pulse. What do you call it? Pulse. The beat is called pulse. He couldn't find it. So he was wondering as to what is happening. The pulse beat is lost. Then slowly, as he was concentrating, he found the pulse beat in his wrist. So now he is thinking that, okay, at least I got my pulse beat. So, but what is happening is he's holding, first he couldn't find it. Then slowly he finds the pulse beat. And suddenly he finds that the pulse beat is lost. So he was like, my God, no pulse beat. Okay, so now then he decided that he would see the doctor. He would see a medical man. A medical man is a doctor, in other words. And this doctor was an old chum of his. Old chum means he was an old friend of Jerome, the writer who is telling us the story. He was an old chum. Chum means friend. Okay. And now he feels like he will go and see this doctor, and then he is describing as to what he does. He says he will feel the pulse, and then he will, what does a doctor do normally when you go? What the doctor will do is the doctor will hold your pulse, right? And then the doctor will ask you to do show me your tongue, He will check the color of the tongue, because a normal color, what the doctors find, that is the color what is there in our tongue, right? If the tongue looks pale, like off color, then they come to know that our taste buds are not good, we are not eating properly, right? So the doctor will check the tongue, that is what he says, and then all of a sudden he starts talking about the weather around. So he says the doctor is very funny. Does the doctor do like that? Checks your tongue and checks your wrist and then starts talking about the weather around? No. So what Jerome is saying is the doctor starts talking about the weather for nothing at all. That topic is not connecting right here. But the doctor starts talking about the weather. When I fancy I am ill. So right now the writer is saying, I fancy that I am ill. He imagines. Fancy means he imagines. He just, in his imaginary world, he feels he is very sick. He is not going to live that long. He has some kind of dreadful diseases. Right? So he is getting all sorts of unusual feelings. When I fancy I am ill, so I thought I would do him a good turn by going to him now. What a doctor wants, I said, is practice. Now, what he's saying is, what will do good to him? Now he says is, I thought I would do good to him by him a good turn by going to him now. Now he says that now I will do something good to him by going to him now and meeting him. Right? And that is what should happen. When we are not well, we should go and meet the doctor. But now what Jerome is saying is, what does the doctor actually need? A doctor needs practice. And this doctor will get his practice only when he sees me, when he examines me, he will get his practice. Right? When he shall have this sick man, Jerome, he imagines himself as a sick person, right? So he says he needs practice, and when he shall have me, that practice will be going good. He will have more practice. So when he examines me and he checks me, he will have more practice. Out of the 1700 of his ordinary, commonplace patients with only one or two disease each. So now the writer is saying that the doctor sees so many people, right, in a day. So he says the doctor basically needs practice. And how will that come? It will come when the doctor sees me, because I am full of all kinds of diseases, all kinds of viruses and all that stuff, right? The doctor sees 1700 people, but this practice will be complete once he checks me, once he sees me, because I have so much diseases and germs he can get, so much experience he can get, right? Instead of checking one or so many patients who have just one or two symptoms, two diseases. So I went straight up and saw him, and he said, well, what's the matter with you? So when you go to the doctor will ask, right, definitely, what happened, what is wrong, what is happening to you. The doctor would like to know some symptoms that you are facing. So it's the same way he also went to the doctor, and the doctor asked him what was the matter. So he says, what he says? I will not take your time. He tells the doctor, I will not take your time. Telling you everything what I have, right? I will not take your time by telling you everything what's happening to me, but life is brief. He says life is very brief, and you might pass away before you treat me. So he is telling the doctor might pass away. Pass away means he might feel tired of checking him, or he might either pass away, feel tired, or he says that the doctor might even pass off. He might die off before he can treat so many germs and so many diseases what he is having. Okay. So, but he says, I will tell you what I don't have. So let's not waste time, right? Let's stop beating around the bush. I will tell you what I don't have. I don't have the housemaid's knee. Now this is that 26 letter word what he had read, right? So now he remembers that what he doesn't have. So he says, I don't have housemaid's knee. That is what I don't have. So we should not waste time, right? So he says, I cannot tell you, but the fact remains that I have not got it. Everything else I have. So he says that I cannot tell you how and what, but the fact remains that I don't have housemaid's knee. The remaining everything what you can think of, all the sicknesses I have. Okay, so this is what he's saying. So now my question is, what is a friend called in this lesson? What is an old friend called is my question, right? So you already know what is an old friend called, right? And he went to see his old friend who was a doctor, right? So what was he called in this lesson? You have to tell me. And I told him how I discovered it all. And he even told the doctor how he discovered that his body was full of all the sicknesses and viruses and all that stuff. He discovered, right? Of course, he was reading the book, right? Then he opened me and looked down on me and clutched my wrist. So now he's saying that now the doctor, he looked at him like, when he's talking about all this disease, and he caught his wrist and he tested his pulse, right? And then he hit him over the chest. Now probably he had said that he has all this kind of symptoms. So the doctor has a particular way of testing. So probably the doctor was trying different ways to, confirm what this man was talking is probably true or not or what. So what he says is, the doctor holded my wrist and he checked my pulse. And then he just hit me. He hit me on my chest. He hit me on my chest. And the writer was very, very disappointed. How could a doctor behave in this manner to a patient? Will a doctor just blow you on the chest? No. But here, this doctor just hit him over the chest. And he was not expecting it, right? So he was just thinking how coward this doctor was. He couldn't do proper treatment. He just gave him a hit on the chest. And then after that, immediately after that, butted me with the side of his head. He butted me with the side of his head, means pushed me. He pushed this writer with the side of his head. After that, he sat down and wrote out a prescription. He folded it and gave it to me. I put it in my pocket and went out. He's saying, this doctor behaved in such a weird manner. He hit me on my chest and then he hit me with his head. He butted me with his head. Pushed. Butted means pushed. And then he wrote something on the paper. And he folded the paper. Now when the doctor writes it, you call it prescription. Okay. So he folded it and gave it to Jerome, and Jerome also didn't even open and look. He just put it in the pocket. Right. So when the doctor is giving us prescription, we will fold it and put it in our bag or pocket, and then we straight away go to the chemist shop. The chemist shop. What is a chemist shop? A chemist shop is a place where we get medicines. Right. You even call it a pharmacy. A pharmacy is a place where you get medicines. Or you even call it a chemist shop in other words. So he went to the chemist shop. Okay, children? Now, I have given you different meanings here. There are some meanings here in your book. This lesson is chapter 6, 3 Men in a Boat. Okay, so it is page number 51. So we have done now 52 and 53. Up till 53 we have done here. So you please read the chapter and try to memorize the meanings. Okay, please underline, write the meanings and try to study the meanings, read the chapter. Okay, and please upload the questions in your Google Classroom. Okay children, thank you.